Hey there, fellow citizens of the internet. My name is Moses, and welcome to the Moses Kabandana Podcast. This is going to be a really, really short podcast. I'm currently at the in the airport. I am on the way. I am on my way to Spain, and I just figured I want to drop a quick episode that's a bit more about myself and to kind of let you in a little bit to know who I am, and more specifically, I want to talk about the cliche sayings of trying new things that we hear about it in graduation speeches. We hear about it when we are starting a new adventure in life. When people get married, you always hear people talking about taking new chances. And I have taken all kinds of new chances, new opportunities, and new ventures in my life. And one of those chances was to go to college. Right? It might sound odd even saying that, but it was for me because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to pursue higher education, formal education. I didn't really know like for certain what I wanted to study. I don't think I had a major until the end of my second year or the beginning of my third year in college. So no, I think it was the end of my second year in college. I still didn't know what my major was going to be. So going to college was taking a chance. And another one that is most recent now is pursuing aviation, not as a career choice, of course, but as something that I want to jump into, as something that I want to learn, as a skill set that I want to acquire. And this dream of being a pilot has been there since really like a really really long time ago, since I was in Mozambique. And as of a month ago, I decided to jump in and pursue that and take the chance and heavily dive into aviation, trying to be a pilot. Another chance that I'm jumping into, it's this podcast thing. I started it like 2 years ago, but I did a few episodes and I just completely dropped off, and I'm now jumping back into it with the idea of having conversations that are worth having. That means cutting through all the nonsense, all the BS that we tell each other on a day to day, or that we hear right from the media, and trying to get to the truth of things. So, if we're talking about, I just had an episode with a friend of mine, Ross Barrington. Shout out to you if you're watching this or if you're listening to this. And we're talking about ADHD, right? He's a great friend of mine, and I had known him for 5 years, and in these 5 years, we had never sat down and actually talked about ADHD to that extent, right? And it's very very important to have these conversations. That I think that these conversations are worth having and are worth sharing. So if my ideas, if the things that I say touch you in some ways, and you wanna share those ideas, please do so. Please do so. Anyways, so taking on new chances. I'm taking a new chance with this podcast, with the idea of I don't want to like repeat myself too much, but like, with the idea of meeting new people, having conversations that are not superficial, right? Getting to the heart of the matter, and the more authentic conversations that we can have about all kinds of different topics. I'm bringing on a guest this next Friday, where we're going to talk about, well, aviation, because they've been in aviation for a minute, but more specifically, aviation for people who are of the same skin tone as I am. I'm black, right? In the United States specifically. Why is that important? Well, one, we don't see a lot of pilots to begin with. We meaning like the average schmuck like you and I don't know someone that is a pilot, and even more so, I don't know of anyone of a darker skin personally that's a pilot. So what does it look like to take the step that it seems as though that most people don't take, and that can be, in aviation or whatever venture they want to follow in life. What does it look like? So that episode is coming up in the next week or two. So I feel like I'm rambling on and on. I'm kind of like rushing because my flight is boarding in about 15 minutes or so. But taking on new chances, it is something that we tell ourselves. It is something that we hear all the time, but rarely do we actually take new chances. And I just wanna share with you that maybe it might be time for you to move from the I want to take new chances and actually start doing it and taking this absolute smallest possible step that you can towards the unknown, right? Because taking big chances means you don't know what lies on the other side, and that is terrifying. That is terribly terrifying. Yeah, I can already hear like a small tiny voice in the back of my head saying, "Hey, jump into this podcasting like 1,000% full time, and try to turn this into a source of income." And that thought is really terrifying because like so far I've made what is it, $6, $6.26 to be more specific, and so to take that leap and try to pursue this as a form of an income, it's terrifying to me. But I can hear that voice in the back of my mind, and on top of that, I want to be able to teach other people to pursue podcasting as a source of income specifically. So if you happen to like be thinking that, hey, maybe one day I should start a podcast or something like that, this keep an eye out, because I'm gonna come up with an online course where I'm going to teach people specifically how to make a podcast, and even more specific than that, with only your phone. So because most of us have a smartphone in our pockets, and they are powerful like there's no tomorrow. And if you're watching this in a video format, you can see that the video that I'm recording, high quality, it's all coming from the phone, and you can generate an income with this. And I feel like a lot of people are not even aware that you can do that. So I'm planning on putting up an online course in the next several months, and so keep an eye out on that. But that is an example of taking a chance. So without any further ado, I think I have a flight that's boarding in 10 minutes now, 7 minutes. So thank you so much for listening to the Moses Kabandana Podcast. This has been a short episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.